Now then, joining me live on the line is Arti Amarissa, who is a mindset educator and a fertility health coach. Hello, Arti.
Hi, Meera.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. What about you?
Very well, thank you. And thank you so much for joining me live on the line here on Sabras Radio. So tell me, Arti, a bit more about what you do.
So thank you for inviting me. It's Fertility Week this week. I thought it would be nice then to talk about fertility. So that's what I do mainly, is empower women to take control of their own mind during this phase where they have absolutely no control. As you know, their baby is quite challenging.
So, I mean, somebody who's going through any kind of fertility issues, I can imagine it's quite a stressful time and, mentally it's pretty tough. So what would you say to somebody who's going through this?
So sit with your discomfort. I think a lot of times with anything in life, especially with fertility, we just want to brush it under the carpet and think it's not there. So I think sometimes you just need to sit with the discomfort and sit with your emotions and your thoughts. To be able to transform them. We're very quick to go from negative to positive, and everybody tells you, just relax. You don't want to hear that. It's you finding your own way to be able to get those doses of support and relaxation. But also sitting with the grief, sitting with that guilt, sitting with that anger as well.
And are there any particular, ways that people can de-stress and relax? Can you pinpoint any, particular kind of activities or just any advice, anything that they can do?
Of course. There's one technique that I use which works extremely well with fertility and any mind-body issues, which is emotional freedom technique, which is actually acupuncture without needles for emotions. I've got a free 21-day program. There is abundance of information on the internet, and everybody's aware of mindfulness. So sometimes and you yourself can do it right now. You just have to hold your hands on your heart and just breathe in and breathe out for a count of 4, and gradually try and increase your exhalation, because that induces your body to be in a state of relaxation. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system. So you're actually forcing your body to go into that state of sublime serenity, which really helps you to discern between what you need to do next. If you are not conceiving and you're getting, you get disappointed because you're bleeding, or your IVF cycle is unsuccessful, at least you have that clarity as to how you can move forward. Those things. And you also have the batch flower remedies, which again you get in Boots and Holland and Barrett. There's so much out there. Just reach out to whatever resonates with you, and don't think you're alone. A lot of people, it's 1 in 7 that go through infertility problems.
So that's quite a high number, and I think that is important to know that other people are out there and you can reach out to other people. So, I mean, one thing that I think a lot of couples may find difficulty in dealing with is just answering the questions that so many, family members and friends might ask them about, why do you not have a child yet? Or, why do you not have a child for your existing child, for a sibling? So how do you go around answering those types of questions? Because they can be quite upsetting.
Definitely, especially if you are in a vulnerable state. What happens is a lot of people catch on to that energy that you are weak, and they just want to take advantage of that, and they'll keep asking. So the main thing is you go into that glorified state of confidence, and you just need to be so strong. You need to build your inner emotional resilience. And again, this is with anything. I think, when you can go through, there's a beautiful expression, when a woman that's gone through pain looks at you in your eye and smiles, you know what she's gone through. So that's the state that you need to get in by building your own fortress of fortitude. So having a few friends that you trust, and you can cry, you can just shed everything. But then when you are in an environment with family and friends which don't understand you, it just creates that beautiful barrier of love and compassion for yourself and strength. And that will dispel the negativity. That is the key, because people will stop talking to you if they know they're not hurting you, because you're not responding to their triggers. So they'll just ask you to say, okay, whatever you want to say, just create a sentence or two that you can repeat for everyone, but you stand from your source of strength.
Yes, I think it's important to ensure that you don't give away your power to others, isn't it? I think that's quite a big part. So we have the idea of natural fertility, but when should somebody consider assisted conception? What would you say to them?
So I think first of all, you need to make sure that you have done everything possible in terms of natural conception. And it's unfortunately in the way that we live right now, we feel that if we are unable to conceive, let's just go for assisted conception. And that sometimes is not the solution, because if you've got emotional and cognitive issues that you need to deal with, especially with family pressures or work pressures, you need to kind of slowly start unraveling that. It's like the onion peeling effect. Try and get to the core of why it's not happening. So get the right test study, take good supplements, know when you're ovulating. And when you've exhausted everything, make sure you go to a fertility clinic that looks after you as an individual and considers all the tests and everything, rather than just getting into the hamster wheel of trying and trying and trying. Like sometimes I get clients saying they've had 3 IVF cycles in a year. Especially if you've conceived and had a miscarriage, that's 3 children that you've had in a year. You need to allow your body to recover. So you just need to you need to discern in terms of which, first of all, you tried everything naturally, and then once that doesn't work, then slowly start investigating and be willing to travel a little bit further for a good fertility clinic, because there's a lot around.
Okay. And do you often feel that women are put under the microscope and, they're questioned about the fertility journey? It's more so them rather than their partner or the man that's questioned?
Yes, yeah, I completely agree. It can be quite a lonely journey. I'm not saying for everybody, because there's some lovely men throughout. But even with the tests, like say, for example, somebody is going through recurrent miscarriages, a lot of the time the tests are done for the woman, but they don't even do any tests for the men. There is advanced sperm DNA fragmentation tests. There are really good supplements that men can take as well. So it's a partnership. And like with anything, like moving houses or anything in life, fertility is a very big change. So you need to work together to make this work. It's not a one-woman show. It's two. And whether it's same-sex couples as well, it's both of you working together. And sometimes I see when I'm working with couples as well, maybe one wants it more than the other. So it's really important to have that beautiful, harmonious figure-of-8 relationship between both of them, and to support each other, especially when the in-laws or family members or other friends are asking to both be in a harmonious kind of response to everyone and for the tests and everything.
Well, Arti, you've been incredibly insightful, and I'm sure you've given our listeners lots to think about. So if someone's, tuned in right now and they'd like a bit more information, or maybe they'd like to work with you, how do they get in touch?
So my website is rtamarissa.com. I've got a lot of free material. Of course, I do one-to-ones and packages. I do breakthrough sessions, because a lot of times I get a lady coming and she falls pregnant the first time. So I've got different packages, but there is a lot of, I've got yoga nidras and meditations for fertility. So if you go on to www.rtamarissa.com, you'll get that bouquet of gifts for you. For me, it's more empowering you to take control of what means the world for you. What you do with it, you're more than welcome to work with me, but you'll have a lot of information there to go and create this magic, this miracle.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, thank you so much, Arti. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you, Meera. Thank you so much for your time today as well.
Great. Well, there we go. That was Arti Amarissa, a mindset educator and fertility health coach. And if you missed any of that, remember, you can always listen back online at sabrasradio.com.